Okay, so hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. And today in this video, we're doing another anime review for the episode 6 of Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. Now, where we left off, like on episode 5, nothing exactly going on in the story other than we basically found another, if not perspective, I guess, or just a character, I guess, our character development, or just kind of like showing the character personality for the Zakusa and Tomari. So yeah, both of them we got like what exactly they have as a personality, because like sometimes we thought that Zakusa is kind of like a villain style, but he actually not, even though we see in episode 4 how stupid it is Zakusa, but like on episode 5 we see like Zakusa is not as serious as he looks. So yeah, and Tomari is the same too, because like if you think about it, Tomari is like a police woman, and usually in the anime style, like a police should have like more prideful way of talk and stuff like that, but Tomari is a goofball, and we kind of like, oh, so she's not exactly what she is, like if you think about it. But like same goes with Zakusa, he's not what he is, even though he looks like a really cool and straight up just calm person, he actually not really. So yeah, that's for Zakusa and Tomari in the episode 5. Now we see in episode 6 we got another character development, this time for Tohya Ebata. Now we see Tohya Ebata in first episode with the with basically the bald guy. I forgot the name actually of that guy, but like specifically this is not about the bald guy, so that's why I don't exactly remember the guy, but he's actually really pretty good, I guess, in the episode 6, just kind of like the middleman, I guess, not really middleman, kind of like the one who always helped Tohya Ebata. We maybe will see who is this guy exactly, but we see Tohya Ebata in so we see Tohya Ebata character development. Now this is very interesting because like the title of this episode is the Wonder Boy, so basically that what is the title of this episode 6. The interesting thing is that like this episode 6 is actually really good, and I'm not sure if you like it or not for the Overdress anime in general, but to me this is actually a really good anime, and specifically this episode is actually really good. It's not the, I think if not one of the best for card game in general, this is the best character development ever. And like for the Vanguard in it by itself, we see a lot of good character development, not in original Vanguard though, but in Vanguard G series. So if you haven't watched the G series, you can go watch it. It's on YouTube, so whatever is the English or Japanese version. So the thing is that is really nice on this specific episode 6 is that the character development is actually straight up really nice. It's not about like these heavy things, but like it's just about more or less just realism. It's really real, and it's just about Tohya being so confused, or he just could not choose between playing Vanguard, kind of continue playing Vanguard, or straight up just abandon Vanguard and focus on, because he wants to be a doctor, he needs to focus on study to become a doctor. But like he's not as enjoying like being a doctor as much, like the way that I see it. But it's just he's really confused, and the reason why he actually really confused because his parent doesn't agree that he to play Vanguard, basically, because like his parents just want him to study and become a doctor, but he himself it still want to play Vanguard, because like the more he play Vanguard, it's kind of like a drug to him, and it's kind of like that basically. So it's really interesting to see. But like the crazy thing also is that like we also got the backstory of like her grandma also being that her like Tohya Ebata grandma is the one who introduced him to Vanguard. But like at the end, for his own grandma, his grandma thought that like playing Vanguard is just kind of like a side thing. It's not his main focus, but it's just his, oh yeah, you can play Vanguard but also focus on study. But like the more time he spent on Vanguard, he spent more time playing cards rather than focusing on study. But like the thing is that like as we established, this is like 3,000 years ago even in the story. I'm not sure if this is a continuation of the old Vanguard or not. I mean, like I have no idea, or like maybe if there's a continuation even with the story in it by itself, then Vanguard should be something that you can focus on. And like as we established even in the original Vanguard, that you can just enter a tournament and get money from that. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like sports. It's just that esports even work that way too nowadays. So yeah, if you're just playing games, you win, you get money, or just you play a match in a bigger stadium, then you get money or stuff like that. So I think it's something that you can focus on, and maybe in my opinion that in this story of Cardfight Vanguard Overdress, maybe you can do the same thing, because like Tohei Ebata is on the not in countryside but literally in the city. So yeah, it's not as countryside as like what Yu lives or Danji lives, like that we our main protagonist basically live in the area of the countryside. So it's still on a smaller scale, but maybe Vanguard is something that you can make as a kind of like as something that you can focus on and get money from it. And maybe I'm not sure, I have no idea, but like I think that's basically what direction that they kind of want to say is that like, well, yeah, you can just it is really interesting, because like what exactly makes this episode specifically really good is the way Tohei Ebata actually acts. And now that's basically just true. Like what I actually said is just the backstory of Tohei Ebata, kind of like what exactly his problem within this character development. He having a problem because like his parent doesn't agree that he continue playing Vanguard, but his own self kind of like, I still want to play Vanguard. And then like her grandma that is already like his grandma that already died, say it in her last word is that like, do whatever you want to do. And like this kind of thing, it's like Tohei Ebata didn't exactly focus on what she actually is saying, rather than just like he promised to become a doctor or something like that. That's contradict to what exactly her grandma wanted him to do. Like her grandma doesn't want him to be a doctor, just her grandma just say that like, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to become, and maybe she will happy about it. So it's really are like a grandma style. It's really are mostly what your grandma going to say anyway. So yeah, and your parents maybe doesn't agree that you want to be like maybe a pro fighter, like kind of like pro playing Vanguard, stuff like that in the story. And now the thing is that like the reason why that like this episode is really good, just like that I want to say before, is that like Tohei Ebata acts like he's really are confused. That's I think what I really like, that when he actually stumbled upon Yu at first in the episode, is that like on this episode 6, that like Tohei Ebata remembers like his good old times, being that Yu is still very young, very naive, and just like, oh, can you take a look at my cards, and just like I want to fix my deck and stuff like how to make it stronger, and can you take a look and stuff like that. And like in that moment Tohei Ebata remembers that like his old time trying to make his own build, try to make it stronger so he can win tournament and stuff like that. That is really good. And then like he shows kind of like, I don't want to quit right now, and that's basically what this episode really are. And then when we enter in the final, not really in the final, but like in the Cardfight Vanguard scene, or just the Vanguard scene where he play Vanguard, when Tohei Ebata versus against Yu, basically we see a lot of like Tohei just so confused. He didn't focus on even playing the Vanguard. He's so scared that he don't want to win. It's kind of like, I kind of don't want to win, but I need to win so I can finish with a really good kind of like, when he really satisfied that he can win against Danji, but he cannot focus. And the reason why he can focus, he actually kind of don't want to win too, because like if I win, then I will stop playing Vanguard, and I don't want to stop playing Vanguard. It's basically what Tohei Ebata kind of like what he basically acts like he wanted to win, but he don't want at the same time. He conflicted within himself, and he like the way he plays is really shown. He's just not focusing to what he's playing, and Yu just like dominating in the game basically, because like the reason why is because Yu focus. He like Yu really wanted to win, and there's nothing to it. He focused trying to win, and like even like Tohei Ebata didn't focus at all. And now I will give it things like this, is that in my opinion, how actually luck plays a part in the story is kind of like, if you have more desire to win, then your cards will follow you. It's kind of like that in my personal opinion. Like when you try to do a drive check, for example, in the anime, if you have more desire to win, then you most likely will get a trigger or maybe an over trigger within the story. And it shows kind of like as a sign that how focused you really are trying to win against Tohei Ebata, where he actually pulls out an over trigger, which is like, you can say it's kind of like a plot armor or stuff like that. I don't think so within this episode. It's kind of like showing that how desire for you to win, then your cards will do the same. It's kind of like that. In Tohei Ebata's side, he doesn't even focus at all. He wants to win, but he don't want to win, and he just lost because he just cannot play properly. It's kind of like that, and the story ends within Toya Ebata kind of like saying to his grandma that it's not just a game. It's not just a game, not a game. It's not just a game. I'm sorry. It's kind of like that. His final words, which is very sad, especially it's not exactly final words, but final words in this episode. Basically, he kind of like saying that like I'm sorry that this is not just a game for him, and that's just a really good way to put a Toya Ebata character, and that is really nice. And in my opinion, this kind of development actually it's really rare in my opinion. Like even like in this moment, like in this stage of character development, the most thing that I must say is G series is the closest thing, and it's like throughout at the end of G series too, when the character development actually really shown. And I must say next stage is really shown a lot, like a lot of like the next stage series where like true like for example like try to like she must choose within her best friend or just her partner, compared to like do I want to save my partner or do I want to save my parent and stuff like that. Those kind of things was just character development things, and it's not as quick as like in Overdress in my opinion. This episode 6 really good, like have a really good character development very quickly in my opinion, and it's you can feel it like Toya Ebata problems, you can just relate to it also, because like he just wanted to do he really wanted to do his thing, but everyone just like in his closest friend, or just not close friend but his closest family I guess, didn't agree to it. Makes him very confused and just like straight up depressed. Basically he's shown depression, kind of like he really don't want to quit Vanguard, and this actually what episode 6 really are. It's just like it's not a game for it's just not a game for Toya, the Wonder Boy, just like the boy that is really smart, really good looking, and just having so bright future, can be such a successful guy, just prefer playing cards. And that's ironic yet very relatable. At some point maybe like our parents didn't agree for us to play maybe like a game or something like that. It's not just card game, it's any game. And at the point like we have living like in this modern age, everything can become money. For example, like yeah, you can work hard to just be anything at this point, and like but sometimes it's not everyone will agree to you, and this basically what episode really are. This episode actually are that your family did not agree that like you want to focus on the life that you want to live, but like this what Toya Ebata kind of like struggles to, and he cannot choose between like his parent desire or his own desire. And in my opinion, this is a really good character development, very much of the best character development for card game anime in general, because like this is just really our what our life truly. Basically sometimes maybe we stumbles upon those kind of parents, and maybe it's you, or maybe it's just anyone, maybe it's your friend and stuff like that. And this episode was very good, and I really like it, and like the way they tell the story, it's really surprising I guess, because like I'm kind of like wow, this is character development this episode, and it's very hit hard too. And yeah, I really liked this episode, and to me this episode holds more value compared to like the recent episode that we get, episode 6, if not the best episode so far for the Vanguard Overdress. And it's like really good, because like development, they didn't go too far away. He doesn't talk about oh my parent died or stuff like that. No, it's just a simple relatable thing where he just chooses between career or just become like the way they want to become, maybe a pro card fighter or stuff like that he really wanted to be, and not everyone will agree to it. And that's basically what he struggles in the Wonder Boy Toya Ebata. So yeah, that's basically the episode, and very nice, and I think I enjoyed it. And like if you like it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. If you haven't watched my like last episode review, the episode 5, don't forget to just there are links down in below for the latest, like not latest episode, but episode 5 review if you haven't watched it. So I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now, and have a good day.